All right, so good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. I'm Melissa Agnes, and this is currently Morning Lives with Melissa Agnes. I'm thinking of what we could call this. Some people are proposing mornings with Melissa, or I'm thinking maybe morning resets with Melissa Agnes. I don't know. And I would be very, very open. I am very, very open to listening, to hearing your thoughts on that. Either way, the space won't change. So this space is dedicated to helping leaders staying grounded and in your power rather than allowing everybody else to take your power from you, all right, which can be so easy to do. If you're doing work that matters, which you are, then this is your place to find or to remember your steadiness, your clarity, and your connection to self, to source, to others as you step into the work that you are called to do. This is your place. This is why I show up every single weekday morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern for about 30 minutes to help you start your day off right, because we need it. Every morning, for those of you who are new, hi Asif, every morning I share one remembrance, I call it, one grounded truth, not my opinion. If I'm sharing my opinion, I will tell you that it's my opinion, but otherwise I am sharing something that I know to be true that is designed for the day to hopefully help you remember what is true, what is real, what is important, so that you can be the most powerful version of yourself. And then following that, we do about a 10-minute grounding drop-in. A grounding drop-in is a time, a gift to you that you take for yourself to help you get into coherence, to get into clarity, to get out of stress, into creation, so that you can really step into your day in coherence, with clarity, in alignment, feeling good, feeling vibrant, feeling whole, and feeling powerful. One of the things that comes up is I'm not here to teach you anything new, not necessarily. Right? It's remembrances. It's things that we know. It's things that we know that are true. So that's just it. I'm here to remind you of what's true. Asif is saying there's an echo on your side. Are you all experiencing it? Can you please say in the chat, thank you Asif, let me know if that is true for you. If there's an echo, and I can always just hold this up if that's better. So if you guys can comment to let me know, to make sure that you're hearing this properly. Hold on, let me just take a quick second. Powerful. One of the things that, when I check the sound on my end, as if I'm not hearing an echo, but that doesn't mean that you're not. So just let me know, okay? And I will do my best to fix it, because I want the audio and the visual to be working properly. Okay, there's a lag. I'm gonna just get into it. There is a lag. I apologize for that. When I speak, you hear it, depending on, if you're on LinkedIn, you hear it about 45 seconds to a minute later, which is grr. And if you're on IG, it's a little bit shorter of a lag, but the lag is still there. Shada, thank you for saying that you're not hearing an echo. So please bear with me for that. If you have questions, if something comes up for you, this is a space to be with you, to be connected with yourself, which means that you get to explore. There's zero judgment that gets to be present here. And so if you experience something, if something triggers you, if anything, know that you're not alone, and know that you are so welcome to share it with me, whether it's in the DMs, in the comments, or by sending me a DM. And there's no wrong way to do this. That's the final thing that I will share. There is no wrong way to do this. Okay, so the thing that I want to share with you this morning, so there's a lot going on in the world. And if you're in the United States, or looking closely at the United States, as well as other places in the world, right? I just happen to be in the US, and Canadian who happens to be in the US. This weekend was really hard, has been really hard for a lot of people. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, period, as well as in this country. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of anger. There's just a lot. There's a lot. And even me, I struggled this weekend. I spent a lot of time meditating this weekend so that I could get back to me, get back to remembering, to get out of fear. And so the reminder that I want to share with you guys today is that as a leader who is doing soul-aligned, mission-driven work, it is your responsibility and in your power to choose alignment and to get out of fear. So as a reminder, fear, stress, anxiety, uncertainty, all turmoil, all these things exist only in the brain. So we have 3 intelligence centers. We have the brain, we have the heart brain, we have the gut brain. Science shows us this. Fear, anxiety, stress, all these things, survival instincts, they exist and they override our systems when we are locked in solely to our brain. And so today's reminder, I want this to be good. Today's reminder is that you have the power, no matter what's happening on the outside of your body, no matter what's happening in your world, you have the power, you have the choice, you have the agency to get out of stress, to get out of anxiety, and to get out of fear, and to access calm, to access safety, to access clarity, to access answers to the questions that you've been posing that you can't find the answers from simply staying in your brain. You have all of this access by remembering that you do, and by remembering that it is just a breath away. And so when I felt into what today is going to be about, there's so much in the collective right now that is filled with anxiety and stress and fear. And we can't lead from that place. If we allow for fear to overpower our prefrontal cortex, right, to shut down our executive functions, we can't actually do the work that we are here to do. We can't actually have the positive, influential impact that we are here to have. And so this space, these morning resets, these morning groundings are a remembrance that you actually have the power to get out of that fear, out of that stress, out of that anxiety, out of that spinning that can happen when we don't know what's going to happen, when we're faced with uncertainty, and get back to center, get back to clarity, get back to alignment, get back to coherence, and to lead from this place because the world needs you to. And it's perfectly okay to have to constantly remember this, right? We do. It's a choice. It's a practice. Sometimes it's harder than other times. That's a part of being human. And so this morning what I want to do is I want to spend a little bit more time considering the collective chaos that is right now. I want to spend a little bit more time grounding. That is this morning's live. So what does that mean? In a few seconds, in a couple minutes, we will start our morning grounding a few minutes early, and we'll stay here probably for a good 15 minutes this morning. Why? Because there is so much in the collective that is stress, anxiety, fear-ridden. And in order for you to show up today and tomorrow and this week and lead from that place of alignment and certainty and clarity and vision, you need to find that space within you. You need to get out of that collective stress, anxiety, uncertainty, and find your wholeness and lead from there. And the best way to do that is by being still, by breathing, and by choosing to remember that you don't have to subscribe to the fear, the uncertainty, and the anxiety that exists all around you. You don't have to subscribe to it. You can choose differently. And we need you, mission-driven, soul-aligned leaders, to choose differently. And it's simply a practice. It's not that it's easy, it's that it's simply a practice, which means it takes repetition. So what does this mean? This means that this morning, or in a few seconds, we are going to shut down distractions. Okay? Close your tabs. If you're driving, don't do this. Come back to the recording when you can, do this safely. If you are walking in busy streets, on busy sidewalks, you can listen, but please don't do it. You can, as you walk, you can breathe, but don't meditate while you walk. Not in the way that we're doing it, not by closing down your eyes, And Reminder every morning, if you are seated, if you are in a place where you actually could do this, you could take a few minutes to center, to ground, to realign, but maybe there's people around you. Maybe you're in a cafe, maybe you're in a cubicle, maybe you're in an open, like, WeWork, and maybe it makes you feel a little silly, like people are gonna judge you or think that you're weird. I can tell you this, I can promise you that when you are in coherence, which means all of your system is regulated, you are not in survival, you are not in stress, you are in calm, you are in clarity, you are in alignment, your nervous system being regulated regulates those around you. And every single person's nervous system is craving regulation all the time. And we co-regulate as human beings because we are wired for connection. So you making the choice to say, I don't care if this feels a little silly, I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't mind if people judge me. I'm gonna do it anyway. Because the more you do that, the more you get to lead from a coherent system, which means you get to help co-regulate their nervous systems, which, let's be frank, everybody is a little bit on edge these days. And the more they're gonna start to go, hey, what's that thing that you're doing in the morning when I notice that you're shutting down your eyes and just breathing? Because you come out of that feeling so good, and I want some of that too. So you get to lead by example, and we need more leaders to do this. So let that be hopefully a permissioning for you that if you feel silly, it's okay. The more you do it, the less you'll feel silly. Give yourself that. Okay, closing down distractions. Maybe it's already been a morning for you. On the East Coast in North America, it is 9 a.m. That means that there's been hours to the day so far. If you're in Europe or elsewhere, you've had way more hours to your day. So if you just want to kind of shake out what's already kind of been there this morning, stress-wise, whatever it might be, busyness, and sinking into your seat, into your cushion, into your floor, onto your chair, whatever it might be, and choosing to take the next few minutes for you. This is a gift that you get to choose to gift yourself, that you will be grateful to yourself that you did. So, when it feels good, just shutting down your eyes or softening your gaze. And we're going to do the halo active breath this morning. So that's in through the nose, out through the mouth. Elongated breaths, okay? In through the nose deeply. Out through the mouth. Audibly if you can. The more you breathe in this way, the more you are signaling to your nervous center that you are safe and that it can regulate. And if you have a mind that is chitter-chattering and it's spinning on its hamster wheel, permission, invitation to just simply say to your mind, either aloud or silently, that for the next few minutes, you're going to focus on your breath, you're going to be in your body, and you ask your mind to be quiet for just the next few minutes so that when you come back to listening to it, which you will do, you will be even more present, you will be even more clear, and you will be even more capable of hearing what it has to tell you and actually taking strategic action on it, okay? So just permissioning your brain, your mind, to join you in this stillness, knowing that you will come back to it. It's amazing how deeply that can help. All right, beginning that breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and following that breath as you breathe out, down through your body, and into your sit bones, into your whatever part of your body is actually feeling the cushion, the chair, the floor, the couch that you are seated upon. Just bringing that awareness down to the sensations of that seat. And notice how sturdy and how steady that seat is. it's not going to drop you. Which means that you are safe to breathe, and you are safe to take all of your stress, all of your attention, all of the weight that is on your shoulders, and just give it to the seat. Allow yourself to sink in. Allow yourself to get soft. The seat won't mind. It will gladly take it for you so that you can have a few moments of lightness and stillness. Keep that breath flowing. And on your next inhale into your nose, let's follow that breath up to your heart center. And here, invitation to imagine that it is not your mouth that is taking in these deep breaths, but it's your heart. So with every inhale through your nose, you're opening up your chest cavity and you are imagining that it is your heart that is taking in that air, taking in that oxygen, taking in that energy. And with every exhale through your mouth, you get to follow your breath down to your belly, down to your solar plexus, your gut, and let it feel safe, let it feel good, let it feel relaxing. So that's the breath that we're doing, going in through the nose, opening up that heart space, letting that air and oxygen and energy fill your heart space and feel so good, and then out through the mouth, following that breath, letting it sink, letting it allow us to sink more deeply into our body. Into our belly, into our gut. And if your mind kicks up at any point, that's great. That means you're alive. It means you're human. We get to be thankful, and we get to say, great, I'm going to come back to that thought. But for right now, I'm going to breathe in through my heart, and I'm going to breathe out into my belly. And as you do this, we're going to bring in a new layer today. I'm going to invite you, with your eyes closed or your gaze softened, wherever you're at, breathing in through the nose, opening up that chest cavity, opening up your heart's electromagnetic field, exhaling through the mouth, breathing into your belly. Invitation to play, experiment, get curious about what it feels like to feel the space that is in front of you. As you continue to move that breath, can you bring your awareness, your attention, to the space, the air, that is right outside of your body, right in front of your body, next to your shoulders, behind you. Focus on one of those 4 places, front, side, back. And as you continue to move that breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, can you play with what it feels like to feel the air, the space outside of your body? There's no wrong way to do this. There's only exploration. And I'll explain why later, why we're doing this. But for now, keep that breath flowing in through the nose, opening up that heart space out through the mouth, sinking more and more deeply into your belly, letting it feel so good. And playing with feeling the space, the spaciousness that surrounds you. What do you notice when you feel into the space around you? Keeping that breath flowing, letting it feel good, letting it open you up. Playing with the sensation of feeling the space outside of your body. The air, the room, the spaciousness. With every thought that flows in, just thanking it and coming back to your body, coming back to your breath. We can't lead from stress. We can't make the decisions that we need to make when we are stressed, when we are worried, when we are concerned, when we are in fear. And so when you feel those mind kicking up and your body filling with cortisol, it's the remembrance to come back to your body, come back to your breath. It's the disciplined practice, because you deserve to not feel those things. You deserve to have clarity. You deserve to have calm. You deserve to have peace. You deserve to have alignment. You deserve to have wholeness. You deserve it because it is your divine right. It is also always accessible when we remember to breathe in through the nose, opening up that heart space, breathe out through the mouth, sinking more and more deeply into your belly, into your solar plexus, finding that safety, finding the path that feels good because it is your divine right. And that added layer of feeling into the space around you is a hack to help you get out of stress and into wholeness. It allows you to take your consciousness and take your awareness and to choose where you want to place it. Remembering that alignment and stillness and coherence and clarity, they come from breathing, and they come from choosing to be present with your body and to be still. So this practice that we do every morning is teaching you how to more easily access your divine right of clarity, of coherence, of alignment, so that you can remember what is actually true and real versus what the world is telling you. And what the world is telling you is to subscribe to stress, to fear. And the more we subscribe to that, the more we get out of our body and into our brain. The more our brain, our prefrontal cortex shuts down, and we lose access to clear thought, to strategic, creative problem solving. And so whenever we notice that we're succumbing to this, because we're human and we're going to, you get to remember to breathe in through your nose, opening up that chest cavity, and breathing out through your mouth, sinking more and more deeply into the safety, the calm, the comfort that exists in your own body. So in these last few moments of breath, keep that breath cycling. Bring a hand to your heart. And taking a moment of feeling into the feeling of gratitude. Gratitude is the highest vibration. Gratitude makes us feel like we can fly sometimes. It's so expansive. And you get to be grateful to yourself right now for having chosen to take this reset. Chosen to remember, for choosing to remember your power, your divinity, your calm, your alignment, your power. Say that again. Gratitude to your body for being this instant access whenever you remember to breathe. Again, in through the nose, opening up that chest cavity, out through the mouth, sinking more and more deeply into your belly, letting it feel good. Last few breaths, last few moments of gratitude. And when you're ready, wiggling your fingers and your toes, coming back into the here and now, opening your eyes, coming back to the moment. And if you feel so called, I would love to hear how you feel in the chat, or in a DM if you don't feel comfortable sharing it in the chat. So this morning message, this morning, on this Monday morning, is that there is a lot of stress and fear and anxiety and overwhelm and uncertainty in the collective. And it is so easy to tap into that. But that's not the place that the world needs you to lead from. When we are in stress, cortisol and adrenaline floods our body, keeps us in our brain, shuts down our prefrontal cortex, removes our access to clarity, to vision, to alignment, to your power. And that's what the world would have you do. And yet, you can choose differently. When all it takes, I say all, not that it's simple, or not that it's easy, but it is simple, I should say. It takes constant remembrance, reminding yourself, oh, I feel stress, let me go back to my breath. Oh, I don't have the answers, let me go back to my breath. I'm feeling the chaos, I'm feeling the fear and the pain of everybody around me. Let me go back to my breath. Let me go back to the safety that exists in my body so that I can hold the vision of what I am here to do, the positive impact that you are here to create, and so that you can lead from wholeness and not from fragments of fear. Because those who are in fear and in survival are craving stability, they're craving regulation. And their nervous system, as a human being, co-regulates with the nervous systems around them. So the more you are in alignment, the more you choose to remember that you have the power through discipline, through choice, through breath, to regulate your nervous system, the more you are creating a positive impact on this world simply by being. And by having that regulated nervous system, you are also opening up access to answers, to infinite wisdom, to divine guidance, to your instincts and your intuition and your knowing of what is actually true and real and what you are actually capable of, what is actually possible, which is infinite. We live in a world of infinite potentiality. But fear and stress and anxiety would have us believe that we don't. So we get to remember, and we get to choose differently, and we get to lead differently. And it is always, always, always accessible in your breath, through your breath, in your body, through your body. And that is why you show up every morning with me, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, for these morning lives, so that you can remember, and so that you can choose your own calm, your own peace, your own power. And by doing that, you are making the world a better place. And I am so grateful to you. I am so freaking grateful to you. Okay, with that, I am wishing you a beautiful day. If you have comments, if you have questions, if you have shares, I am here for them. Please put them in the messaging or in the chat or DM me. And with that, I will be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, live on LinkedIn and Instagram. If you know of leaders, if you think of other leaders, other human beings out in the world who would benefit from this, please share it with them. My vision is to have millions of people tuning into this every morning with us. So help me make that possible. Please, let's make the world a better place simply by choosing to be together 30 minutes every weekday to reset and to remember what's real and true. Okay, with that, I am sending you so much love and I am wishing you a beautiful day. Remember your power. Remember your breath.